What's up, guys? I am back today with my first story time, which, as you can tell by the title, is about the time where I was arrested 3 times in 1 year. Now, before we begin, I do want to say I am a law-abiding citizen, okay? I'm a law-abiding citizen. I don't break the law. I don't steal. I don't do anything. So all of this is just a series of unfortunate events because I'm a good person. Okay, so let's get started. The first time that I got arrested was actually the first time I've ever been arrested because, again,
I don't break the law.
I lived in Chicago at the time, and me and a friend, we had went to Mardi Gras in St. Louis. St. Louis has a big Mardi Gras thing as well. So we stayed too late, and my friend was getting her master's degree at the time. We stayed too late. She had like a paper due or something, and we had to get back to Chicago. So we left Mardi Gras, like the whole Mardi Gras celebration, super, super late. I had to drive because she was literally typing up her paper as I drove back. So, of course, I was speeding, okay? I can't be mad at that. I was speeding. So I get pulled over. It's late at night, too. It's like 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and I think we had just left. So it was late. We got pulled over, and the police officer was super cool. He was, I gave him my license. He asked for my friend's information, gave it to him. He comes back and he's like, "Do you know that your license is suspended?"
What?
No, sir. No, I did not know. So he's like, "Yeah, it's suspended. It's been suspended since like March." Mind you, this was the Mardi Gras, which is in March because it was St. Louis Mardi Gras, so it was the end of March. And he's like, "Yeah, it got suspended like March 1st or something. Did you not get notification?" And I'm like, "No, because it probably went to my home address, and I live in Chicago. I live in a completely different state now." So he's really cool. He went back to his car, and then he came back and he was like, "Well, unfortunately, in this state," I think we were in Missouri at the time. He was like, "When your license is suspended, we have to take you to jail." So I'm like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Am I gonna have to spend the night? Like, what's happening?" He's like, "No." He's like, "The bill will be like $140. I'll take you to the ATM. If you don't have cash, I'll take you. The ATM's right here. I'll take you to get cash. You could pay it and go on about your way." So I'm like, "Okay, cool, that's fine." So he's like, "Can you get out the car?" And I'm like, "Oh, I kind of thought I was just going to get to follow you. Like, what am I getting out the car for?" So I get out the car and he pulls out the handcuffs. And I'm like,
What?
I'm like, "Am I under arrest?" And he's like, "Yes, ma'am." I'm like, totally shocked. I don't know what I thought was going to happen when he said that I had to go to jail. I thought I was just going. Like, I thought I was just going to follow him to jail. I don't know how this works because I'm not a criminal. So he was like, "Yes, you're under arrest, but I won't handcuff you. Like, I'll let you sit in the front seat. I'll handcuff you in the front." Like, because I like freaked out when he pulled out the handcuffs. Like, oh my gosh. So I think he was just like, "Please just stay calm and just get in the car." So he puts the handcuffs on the front like this. And he was cool though. He took me to the ATM. I got the little $140 out. I went in. I had to be thumbprinted. They took my picture. And he was like, "While we process all this, we have to, you have to be in the holding cell." So he's taking me to the holding cell. I've never been to jail before, so I don't know how any of this works. So he like yells out. He's like, "Hey, yo, Johnson, make sure you have a towel on when you get out the shower because we have a woman now." This jail was super small, like super, 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 super small. And so like I literally felt like you can stand in the room and see the whole jail. So he's like, "Johnson, when you get out, make sure you have a towel on because we have a woman here." So I'm like, oh my gosh, like I freak out. Like, do I have to take a shower? And the guy in the shower is like, yeah, you do, baby. Yeah, you do, baby. Yeah, you do, baby. My heart sank, okay? Like I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get in the shower. And he was like, no, you don't have to get in the shower. You won't even be here 10 minutes. So he puts me in the jail. I'm texting my dad like, oh my God, Dad, I'm in jail. My dad thought it was hilarious, by the way. So that was it. I paid my ticket. I got out. He was like, stop speeding. I don't even think he gave me a speeding ticket. I think they canceled the speeding ticket. I just got like a driving without on a suspended license ticket, which I paid. So go on home, back to Chicago. Everything's cool. So fast forward to maybe like 2 to 3 weeks later. Unfortunately, right after we got back from Mardi Gras, my grandmother passed away. So I went home to where I'm from to go to my grandma's funeral, and I think I stayed like a week or two with my aunt because my grandmother lived with my aunt. I stayed a week or two just to kind of help her get things together. So I'm on my way back, and where I live from, I'm from, not where I live, but I'm from Kansas. And in Kansas, on the highway, the speed limit is 75 miles an hour. But when you cross over to Missouri side, it's only 70. So I'm going like 80 because, you know, if it's 75, you can go 5 over. Like, everyone knows this rule, right? Like, that's the rule. Okay. So anyways, I was going like 80 miles an hour. So as soon as I crossed over into Missouri, I don't even know if my back tires was in Missouri. They might have still been in Kansas, okay? As soon as I get into Missouri, or whatever the sound makes, I get pulled over. He's not as nice as the first police officer, but he's just like, you were going 8 miles over the speed limit, which means the speed limit from on the Kansas side where I was at was 75, and I was going 78. And when I crossed over to Missouri, since it dropped to 70 immediately, now I'm speeding. Okay. So he comes back. He's like, give me a ticket. He's like, where are you going? And I'm like, I'm trying to get back to Chicago because I have to catch a flight to Vegas. Like, me and my friends were going to Vegas, and my flight was like the next day. And so I was trying to get home to Chicago so I won't miss my flight. Like, you're really messing with my turn up right now, officer. So he goes to his car. He comes back. He's like, do you know that your license is suspended?
What?
I'm like, hold up. Like, I know my license is not suspended. So I explained to him, I'm like, sir, I just got arrested for this less than a month ago. And I went the following week after I figured out what my license was suspended for. I paid the old ticket that I had completely forgot that I got. And my license should be reinstated effective April 2nd. Like, it should be reinstated effective April 2nd. And it was like April 20th at this point, somewhere around there. 22nd maybe. And he's like, well, it's not, so you're under arrest.
Halfway.
I'm so sad. So I have to leave my car on the side of the highway. The first time I got arrested, I was with my friend, and it was actually her car. So she like at least got to drive to the jail with me and get me. This time I was alone. So I had to leave my car. He was cool though. He let me sit in the front. He didn't put handcuffs on me. And he let me like call the state, like call Kansas State, whatever, the DMV, and try to figure out why it was showing my license was suspended. So we get to the jail, and he's like, you can't use your phone past this point. So I'm like, well, I didn't get a hold of anyone. Like, what is going to happen? He's like, you're under arrest. Mind you, I think it was like a Friday. And y'all know, if you get arrested on a Friday, you can't even go to court till Monday. So I'm freaking out. So he's like, we have to like go through all these security checks at this jail, like all these like stop and starts, and you keep getting patted down before you can enter the jail. So I'm texting because he's like, once we get past that third security check, you can't have your phone. So I'm like texting my sister, one of my older sisters, like, I don't know what happened. I'm in jail. They're saying my license is suspended, but it's not suspended. Like, please help me, but don't tell dad. I'm like, don't tell dad. But I'm in jail. I need you to help, call somebody, do something. So I text that to my aunt and I text that to my sister, and I'm both like, don't tell my dad. The first thing they did was call my dad. But I'm thankful. We'll get to that part later. So I go into the jail and they're like, take your clothes off. What? I'm like, sir, I cannot. Like, I cannot take my clothes off like I belong here. I don't belong here. I belong on a flight to Vegas. I can't do this. Like, I can't. So I'm like crying, like, please don't, like, please can you just let me, like, I'm telling you the truth. So they're like, well, at least you have to give us your phone. I had to take off all my jewelry. I didn't have to do any of this the first time. I had to take off all my jewelry. I had to take off my shoes and put on like those little like plastic, I don't know, those plastic fake Jordan slide-on shoes. I don't know, Jordan gel shoes. I don't know what they are, but I had to put them on. So he's like, you can use this phone. We're going to let you make one phone call. So I'm like, do I use this one phone call to call my parents, call my dad, or do I use this phone call to call the State Department? So the guy's like, I will call the state, like, because there ain't nothing that your dad can do. I call the state on speakerphone because that's the only way they would let me do it. So I call them and I have her on speakerphone. I tell her, lady, I've been arrested for driving 8 miles over the speed limit because they're saying that I don't have a license. Like, my license is suspended. So I give her, name, info, all that. And she's like, no, your license is not suspended. It was reinstated April 2nd. So it's like April 22nd. So she's like, you made a payment of this amount on April 1st and it was reinstated on April 2nd because April 1st was a Sunday. On speakerphone, right? Like, there's like 3 police officers or correction officers. I don't know which one was which, but they were in there. They heard it and they're like, okay. So they're like, this is our fax number. Ask her to fax it over. So I'm like, can you send me proof? She's like, yeah. I'm like, can you fax it? She's like, no, we don't fax it. I can mail it to you.
Bruh.
What do you mean you can mail it to me? I'm in jail. Like, I don't know the mailing address in jail. Like, I'm in jail. I don't have time to wait on mail. Like, lady, what's wrong with you? So, but then I'm in jail. So it's like, I can't turn up on you because you can hang up and you my one phone call. So I'm like, please, ma'am, if you could just fax it for me because I'm currently incarcerated and I would like to get out because I have a flight to Vegas. Well, I understand that, but could you please fax it because I'm in jail and I have a flight to Vegas? Like, I don't know. Why does no one care about this flight to Vegas? So she, like, we go back and forth. I'm like, but I'm in jail. The police officer, there was a nice police officer in there. Like, he was super nice and understanding. And he even tried to talk to her like, lady, this is, he like gave her badge number stuff. He's like, she is attained right now and will be attained until Monday when she can see the judge. If we don't get this fax, like, all we need is proof because when we check your system, it's showing her license is suspended. So the lady's like, oh yeah, our systems are broken right now. They broke for a while. It's not been updated, which at the time it had been all over the news about how the DMV in that area was having issues and the lines were long and their system, like, they tried to switch systems and it broke. How is that my fault though?
Sway.
Like, how is that my fault that your system is broke so I have to stay in jail? So basically how it ended is she got off the phone. She's like, okay, I'll fax it. Took the number down. Come to find out she never faxed it. Okay. She never faxed it, but whatever. So the police officer is like, well, we'll just wait for that fax to come through. In the meantime, you have to go into a cell. So I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean? But I'm trying to keep my gangster. I'm trying not to cry because I feel like you can't be crying in jail. Like, that's not what life's about in there. So I got put in a cell by myself. Like, he was like, we'll put you in the cell for as long as we can. But come nighttime, if we haven't got this fax or heard anything, you're going into general population. No, I'm not. I feel like I'm too cute. Like, I'm too cute to go to jail. I'm sorry. I'm in there. I'm trying to sleep. It's like one cot. I mean, it looks like a jail. It's like all cement. The cot, I even feel like that you sleep on with cement. There was a bathroom in there, a toilet, but like obviously people could see you use the bathroom. And I was there for 8 hours.
For 8 hours.
8. I was there for 8 hours. Like, oh my gosh. I didn't have my phone. I couldn't talk to anyone. Like, I kept like trying to hear, because I was at the front of the jail, so I kept trying to listen and hear if someone was like calling for me, if anyone was looking for me. Nothing. So around hour 5, they did like med pass, and the women that were in jail came out. And when I tell you I was scared straight, like I was like, hell no. Like, these women had tattoos all over their body, which I don't care about tattoos. That doesn't mean you're a bad person, anything like that. But they had like tattoos on their face. And this is my rule about people with tattoos on their face. If they don't care about their life, they damn sure don't care about my life. I'm sorry. I don't mean to judge. It scared me. Like, if you got like guns and bullets and like one just had like marks, like, no, like, no, I'm not going into general population. I asked the guard, I was like,
Are those people in general population?
he was like, yes. In my head, I was already like, if they open this gate, or if they open this up, I'm banging my head against the wall. I'm biting my wrist. I'm doing something like I've seen on TV where you have to go to the doctor. I need to go to the doctor. I cannot go to general population. Like, in my head, I was literally thinking of like, what can I do to not have to go to general population? Because but I was scared. Okay? And I kept telling myself like what is gonna happen to my hair? Like, my hair was cute because I was going to Vegas. Like, this is not the place for me to beach. Like, they brought me lunch, I wouldn't eat it. Like, I was just like, no, I'm already like going on a food strike. I'm doing something to not be in general population. I had to use the bathroom in front of all the guards, but they were like nice. Like, they looked away when they see me using the bathroom. Like, I was so embarrassed. I was trying my hardest not to cry, but they like all went, because the cell was just like right in the front. And so like the front desk where people, like, I could see everybody that was coming in and they can see me, but they like all went to the other side. So I definitely appreciated that, I guess.
I mean, they can let me out, so whatever.
8 hours later, 8 hours later, they just like open the doors or whatever. And they're like, well, you're getting out. Sorry for the misunderstanding. We'll go ahead and release you. I mean, they basically let me out. I signed all this paper saying that I shouldn't have. I was basically, they dropped all the charges. Like, okay, I should never been arrested, but okay. I mean, you had to do your job. It wasn't your fault. It was the people who didn't have their system updated. So I leave. I made my flight to Vegas. That's all that matters. So fast forward, I think this was all in the same year, like 365-day year, but I think it was in 2 separate calendar years. This was in 2013 and that all happened in 2012. But it was still within 365 days. Get it? Got it? Good. And I have a friend who is, her husband is a police officer. So she like, you know, told me that they were looking for jobs at the correctional facility to be a CO. And I was like, oh, why not? I'll try it, you know. So I applied for it. I get a call at work one day. They had called me a lot. And I'm like, oh, maybe they want another interview because I had already interviewed for this job. And so I get a call. I go outside to answer. And she's like, this is, I don't remember her name. Let's say April. She's like, this is April from the county sheriff's office. And I'm like, yes, how are you? She's like, I'm doing very well. I wanted to let you know we were doing the information to hire you, doing that last background check, and you have a warrant for your arrest.
What?
I'm like, what? Like, I don't break the law. I don't break the law. I don't break the law. Like, what do you mean I have a warrant for my arrest? Like, I've never done anything illegal, ma'am. I guess, like, I do speed. I have a lead foot. I speed. This piece of hair is bothering me. Like, I speed. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry, like, but I have a warrant, like a whole warrant. Like, what law did I break? And she's like, well, we can't really see what it is. How are you the county sheriff's office and you can't see what it is? You could see, ma'am. But she's like, we can't see what it is, but we're gonna go, you know, I just want to give you the heads up. Normally in this situation, if there is a person who is looking for a job who has a warrant, we just come and arrest them. But I kind of want to give you the heads up. So I'm like, okay, thank you. So I called. Come to find out, it was a bill from almost 8 years prior, from when I turned 18 and went to the doctor. I probably didn't have insurance, but I had to probably go get my yearly physical or whatever before I went to college, or my summer after college, something like that. I came home to go to the doctor. I'm pretty sure I never got the bill because I never really went home when I was in school. So anyways, it was a very old doctor's bill that was less than $100, mind you. And apparently in like 2010, mind you, this is now 2013 that this happened. 2010, they sent me something saying I had to go to court for it. I didn't go to court because in 2010, I lived in a completely different state. I moved a lot and I didn't go. So I've had a warrant for my arrest since 2010. So the other 2 times I got arrested, I'm like, why did this never show up? And again, I guess it has something to do with the system being broken, like not showing all the correct information. So this time that I was arrested, I had to turn myself in. So I had to go to the jail. This is the nicest jail. The jail where I live at is actually pretty nice. I mean, as far as jails go, since I've been in so many now, it was pretty nice and the officers were nice, but I had to go through all the checkpoints. I had to turn myself in. They actually put me in handcuffs because it was just formality. They didn't put me in they put me in like a holding cell, but it didn't have doors. I had to get fingerprinted. I had to get my picture taken. They let me smile. The first place let me smile too, but the second place was not having it, okay? The second place where I was gonna go to the medical people, they didn't let me smile. They weren't about that life. But the last place and the first place, they let me smile to take my picture. And he was really cool. And then I had to pay the bill, and then I had to pay like the warrant fee. So I ended up having to pay like $212 or something. When my bill was like, I kid you not, my original bill was like $78. And they put a warrant out for my arrest for something that I had no clue that I had. And then I was gone. So that's it. That's the third time. Third time was no biggie. It was in and out. I don't even know if that counts as being arrested, but I counted it because I never want to see another jail cell in my life. I'm a law-abiding. Is it abiding or biting? I don't know, but I don't break the law, okay? I'm good. I look ways before I cross the street. I stop at all stop signs. Like, I don't break the law. I don't steal because I feel like somebody's going to steal from me. Like, I believe in karma. I believe in good karma. And I'm a good citizen, okay? Please don't arrest me no more. So that was it. That was the story about how I got arrested 3 times. But I swear I'm not a criminal. I just be trying to, you know, work hard and look cute. That's my life goals. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a good day, night, evening, life. See you next time. Bye.